Hi everyone, I'd like to show you how easy it is to install PLASSON Metric Compression Fittings on 32mm metric pipe and 50mm metric pipe. We call them compression fittings because they become watertight when an O-ring is compressed between the pipe surface and the fitting body, and that makes the seal. In PLASSON compression fittings up to 32mm, or on pipe up to 32mm, we use an O-ring shape inside the fitting. And on fittings from 40mm up to 63mm, we use this trapezoid shape, and that just makes insertion easier. On fittings bigger again, between 75 and 125mm, we have an O-ring with an insert that keeps it in place. On PLASSON fittings up to 63mm, the O-ring is captive in this groove here, which is machined in the body of the fitting. And that means that you don't have to worry about the O-ring falling out. If you disassemble the fitting, it's not going to get lost. It won't disappear into the dirt or the dust. And also, if you install the fitting on some coiled pipe, which can come up and catch inside the coupler, you won't catch the O-ring and dislodge it. We install a fitting by undoing the nut, and that allows us to get the grip ring here over the pipe. Then the pipe goes through the seal here, and that's when it becomes watertight, and then it hits the end stop and it can't go any further than that. And we do up the nut so that it makes the grip ring close down on the pipe surface and bite into the pipe surface. And so if there's some sort of force out here pulling the pipe out of the coupler, the grip ring actually bites down harder into the pipe surface because of the taper here, and that prevents the pipe and the fitting pulling apart. Let's do an installation. We recommend you use a witness mark to show how far to insert the fitting. You should also chamfer the end of the pipe and apply a bit of silicone-based lube. You back off the nut so that you can see a few of the threads, and then you simply push and turn and then do the nut up like so. And so with PLASSON compression fittings up to 32mm in diameter, the only tools you need are your hands. You don't need any wrenches or anything else to install the fitting. On larger diameters, so this is a piece of 50mm pipe, it's exactly the same process. You back off the nut so that you can see a few of the threads, push it onto the pipe, do it up by hand, so it's hand tight, and then use a wrench or wrenches just to do the nut up half a turn. And that's how fast installation is. Let's do a quick comparison between PLASSON and one of its competitors. So this is quite a well-known brand. If we look inside the fitting, we find that the O-ring isn't captive inside the body of the fitting. It's on the back of the grip ring here, actually. And it means that if you disassemble this fitting and take it apart or reuse the fitting, the O-ring can be lost. And also, if you're installing this fitting on coiled pipe, there's potential for the O-ring to be caught and dislodged. The other thing is that the seal is made by doing up the nut hard, because what that does is it makes it compresses the O-ring in this direction, makes it bulge, and that seals against the pipe. So to achieve that, you need quite a bit of force. So you've got to do the nut up so that it touches the flange, and that always requires a wrench. So that's how PLASSON gets the job done. I hope that was some help, and if you have any questions, please just contact me. Thank you.